Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video. And as the title suggests, this video is especially for the mixed race community, mixed race people and the community, for all types of different mixed race groups, Eurasians, Malaysians, what I call caramel or Afropeans, or whatever terms you want to use. So anyone who classes themselves as mixed race and or has family members who are mixed race or whatnot, this video is for you. So I hope you enjoy it. And basically what I'll try and cut to the chase, because sometimes I do have a habit of waffling, or because I've got so many ideas in my mind I struggle to get to the point. But just to try and have a bit of fun, and I hope you'll enjoy this video anyway. I'll try and get to the point, as I say. I would love to know, first of all, I suppose most importantly perhaps for this video, I'd love to make a Zoom group or some sort of social network group where we could discuss things, whatever topics members want. And as I often mention, I don't want to be a dictator. I don't want to be dictatorial, a dictator basically, and decide what the group should do. So it's a bit of a dilemma, because some people say if you set up a group, they want to know what time it is and what place and whatever, rather than it be like up to the members. But I really want the members, participants, or whatever you want to call yourselves, to be part of, to sort of decide, be part of the decision making, basically, to decide what you want to get out of the group or whatever, and whether you want it to be on Zoom or any other sort of networking thing. As far as I'm aware, Zoom is probably the best to have a group of people to network online or to discuss things online, where you can have many people. So if I hope to get so many people involved, so as many as possible, as many mixed race people as possible. So I think Zoom would probably be the best sort of group, the best sort of method, rather, if you like. I was thinking of doing it on Mondays, because mixed race Mondays, but I would love to know from you. So please post in the comments if you'd be so kind, or if you'd just like to get involved anyway, for your own good as well as mine and other people's. What days, dates, and times are best for you if you would like to be part of the group, of course. And also, I suppose, what sort of things you would like to discuss, whether that's, I don't know, mentorship, role models, famous mixed race people. It could be stuff for fun, sports, how we could socialize with each other, how we could discuss our experiences, how we could share information, advice, whatever with each other. Sorry. Or whatever else you want to discuss. So it'll be great to read from people's comments and hear from people if you want to make a reaction video or your own version, as long as you do so for the benefit of the mixed race community. In this case, I welcome such. So yeah, I welcome all comments, especially those which benefit the mixed race community. And if you know any mixed race people, or people who are interested in mixed race things, issues, or whatever, or those from mixed race families, for instance, or whatever, or those who are interested in finding out about different cultures or whatever else, whoever it might be, for whatever reason interested in mixed race communities, please share this video and these videos with them, where I discuss about being mixed race and things like that. And I mean, I did say in the description of my video, in the trailer rather, that I would discuss my about being mixed race and things like that, but I haven't really got around to doing those sorts of things, and or talking about my mental health as well, and other things like that. I haven't really quite got around to doing those yet, so I hope to do so. If I get more organised and have more energy, if I could sleep less and do more, it'd be cool as well. But yeah, I thought I'd do it differently to my usual list point videos, where I make them into 4 different parts and things like that. So in this case, I thought I'd do it differently. But yeah, so I hope mixed race people will get involved and talk about what days and dates and times are best. I think like mixed race Mondays, but for most people who are working and things like that, they might have work commitments or things like that, where it might be difficult to do Mondays. So there might be better days for some people. There could even be a range of different groups which for different days. As to be honest, I'm unemployed, so for me, there's not many time restrictions if I think that the group is worth, the chat group is worth taking part in. So yeah, I think it'd be cool if people said what days are best for them. If there's a group of different people saying different times of dates and things like that, I'll try and see what I can do. And maybe there could be different sort of Zoom groups for different sort of chats. Again, some could be for social, some could be for sports, some might want to be more interested in business, politics, career development generally. Some might want to talk about their experiences generally, or their jobs, or whatever else you want to talk about, rant, or even just have fun, or whatever. It'd be cool to find out what sort of things people would like to get involved in. I think it'd be a great way for mixed race people to network in a way where you can discuss with many different people, because out on Facebook you can't really discuss with many people at once. On YouTube you can't really interact quite the same way. Obviously you can comment on live videos or things like that, but you can't quite comment in quite the same way. So yeah, this is for mixed race people and their families generally. When it comes to Eurasians, I would love for my fellow Eurasians, Anglo-Indians and other Eurasians to also connect along with other mixed race groups and that kind of thing, connect with each other. And in the case of Eurasians, I would love for us to combine projects, Eurasian projects like the Indo project, Hapa project, and Hafu project. And I'd love for us to make like the Kristan project, an Anglo-Indian project, and just a general Eurasian project where we can sort of connect together and travel together to different countries across Asia, different nations, and find out about their histories and things like that, find out more about Asian roots, perhaps for those of us that live in the West, like me, who lives in the UK. I'd also love for us to support each other's content and like social media plans and projects and writings and things like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. And I mean, I suppose I'm mainly targeting it at mixed race people and their families, but it could be people who are interested in different cultures. Maybe we could do some stuff to do with that as well. And yeah, when it comes to Eurasians, I would love us to support Malaysia, India, Indonesia, possibly South Africa, because they went through apartheid, which was where like, white supremacists said they're better than people of colour, as far as I'm aware, and especially Singapore as well. So especially those 4 Asian nations, and I'd love us to go and tour those nations, visit our fellow Eurasians in those nations, and that sort of thing. And that's to help their economies, to help their way of life and things like that. And as I discussed in previous videos, that's to sort of thank those nations that looked after us. So the reason why I chose those 4 Asian nations especially is because they looked after Eurasians and let us have our own sort of places, our own sort of communities and centres, and they didn't kick us out or treat us badly like other countries which perhaps didn't want us in their nation. They treated us well compared to pretty much every other nation in the world, probably, as far as I'm aware. But as ever, I'd love to read whatever opinions people have. If you disagree with me, or if you think I talk a lot of nonsense, or whatever you want to comment, hopefully more positive stuff. But yeah, so I'd love to know if you're interested in that kind of thing. As I say, I'd love to create a Eurasian group as well, specifically to travel to different nations. I'd love for us to travel to Italy and share what we can contribute to Italian footy, soccer, calcio, football, whatever you want to call it. I'd love to encourage my fellow Eurasians to follow and support Italian football, and soccer, calcio, footy, whatever you want to call it, and also Celtic. I suppose from a selfish point of view, I'd love to encourage my fellow Eurasians and even other mixed race groups to support my projects and my 5 causes, like Italian football, Celtic, libertarianism, fiscal conservatism, support people from former colonies, especially those 4 nations or 5 nations I mentioned, and alleviate poverty and suffering and spread peace, love, joy, hope, happiness, and all that good stuff. So all the positives rather than negatives all around the world, but especially benefiting those 4 or 5 nations. And maybe YouTubers could have events in those 4 or 5 nations I mentioned, especially, but also across Asia, like Japan, China, maybe Korea, perhaps even, and different parts of Asia, to find out and mingle with other communities of Eurasians. And I think that if we do support those nations like Malaysia, India, Indonesia, even South Africa and Singapore, I think we should have a condition that if we support their security and improve their quality of life and try and help them financially and things like that, especially the security thing, I think we should have a deal where they agree not to invade any other nation. So we're sort of doing it as a reward as well for not invading any other nation, as well as supporting Eurasians. So maybe we could help them with cyber security. Maybe in the future more Eurasians could learn about cybersecurity so they can help them. Those who already know about it can help them. And also people who are brave enough. I don't think we should join militaries that invade other nations, especially. But if we all around the world, all Eurasians as possible, like support those 4 or 5 nations in terms of like helping them to monitor potential threats and that kind of thing. But anyway, I think I waffled enough. So I hope mixed race people around the world get involved in this video and like make your comments and things like that. And I am out. Peace and love.